Bella has finally arrived, and her parents are just beginning to settle into their new roles as mom and dad. While Bella's homecoming feels like the beginning of this family's story, it's really the middle. Bella has already had a long and amazing period of growth over the 9 months she spent inside her mother's belly. Let's take a look at this incredible journey. A fetus's heart starts beating at just about 6 weeks of gestation, and the brain starts developing within the first weeks of pregnancy as well. At about 8 weeks along, the fetus begins to move its legs and arms reflexively, without conscious control. And by the end of the first trimester, the fetus is moving quite a bit, even though most pregnant women cannot yet feel its kicks, turns, and waves. From the earliest moments of pregnancy, parents are already nurturing their child's healthy development by making sure that mom really takes good care of herself, physically and emotionally. Why does mom's emotional state matter? Because research shows that maternal stress can negatively impact the growing fetus. For example, high levels of maternal stress have been associated with higher rates of premature birth and lower birth weight. One sure way to reduce stress is for the expectant couple to stay connected and be loving and supportive of each other. In fact, research has shown that couples who share more leisure activities during pregnancy report more love for one another and less conflict when their baby is 1 year old. So making the time to be together and enjoy one another is not just good for you and your relationship, but a happy family is good for your baby too. It's also really important for dads to be involved in the pregnancy, like attending doctor's appointments and prenatal classes. Research shows that dads who are involved before the birth also tend to engage in some pretty important daddy behaviors later on, like participating in activities such as reading together and showing the baby lots of love and nurturing. As you move into the second trimester, it may be hard to believe you'll soon be approaching the halfway point of your pregnancy. During this time, you'll see some big changes in the size of mom's belly, which is due to the baby gaining weight and developing bones. Around week 20, you'll reach an exciting milestone, feeling your baby move for the first time. Of course, we know babies have been moving like crazy for a while now, but their kicks and taps are finally strong enough to feel from the outside. The baby's nervous system is also expanding rapidly, connecting the brain to the rest of the body through the spine and extending to the limbs. By 18 weeks, babies' ears stand out on the sides of their heads, and they may begin to hear mom's heartbeat and blood pumping through the umbilical cord. At about 25 to 30 weeks, your baby will begin to hear and recognize mom's voice, though it probably sounds a little muffled. The process of becoming a boy or girl that started in the first trimester continues now with the development of testes for boys and the ovaries and uterus for girls. By the end of the second trimester, your baby is typically about 2 pounds and 9 inches long, more than double the size he was just a few months ago. This is a great time to start talking, reading, and singing to your baby, if you haven't already, because your baby can hear you. Activities like these are loving ways to begin building the parent-child bond. As you move into the third trimester, you are approaching the finish line. Your baby's brain is undergoing a period of rapid growth, getting her ready to greet the world in just a few weeks. The foundation of all this brain activity is the neuron. By this point in your baby's gestation, billions of neurons have developed and are firing in her brain. And get this, Your baby's eyes are open and sensitive to light shown on your belly. He may even respond to touch when a hand is placed on mom's belly or mom taps her fingers with light pressure. All the while, your little one has been growing like crazy. Her bones are fully developed. She is also gaining weight, about a ½ pound a week, starting at week 33. By week 38, babies may weigh about 6½ pounds and be 18 to 20 inches long. If you're like most parents, this is the time when you start imagining what your baby will be like. Who will she look like? What kind of temperament will he have? Easygoing or intense? Fussy or calm? These imaginings help you take on the perspective of a parent and make the transition to mom or dad. This is also a time when you might begin to think about what kind of parents you will be. You may find yourselves thinking about your own family and childhood experiences. Then, before you know it, your baby will arrive. And because of all you have done to take good care of yourselves and your baby during these first 9 months, you have already taken your first few steps into parenthood. And now, with your baby in your arms, you'll continue on that journey, all together.